Once there was a small town surrounded by dense forests. There were rumors that the forests were home to a witch who was notorious for her evil deeds. The townspeople believed that the witch cursed the town, and no one dared to venture into the forest for fear of encountering her. One day, a group of teenagers decided to explore the forest, not believing in the witch's curse. They walked for miles until they came across an old, dilapidated cabin. As they entered, they felt a chill run down their spines. Suddenly, they heard a cackle from behind them. They turned around to find the witch standing there, her eyes glowing with a sinister light. The teenagers tried to run, but the witch was too quick for them. She cast a spell, and the teenagers found themselves trapped in the cabin. As the night wore on, the witch revealed her true intentions. She needed young souls to stay young forever, and the teenagers had walked right into her trap. She began performing a dark ritual, and the teenagers felt their energy being drained away. One by one, the teenagers fell unconscious, and the witch's cackle echoed through the cabin. The last thing they heard before they lost consciousness was the witch's chilling voice saying, "You have fallen into my trap, and now your souls are mine." When the teenagers woke up, they found themselves lying in the middle of the forest, surrounded by strange symbols and a foul smell. They had no recollection of what had happened in the cabin. However, they soon discovered that they were not the same as before. They felt a darkness creeping into their hearts, and they knew that the witch's curse had taken hold of them. From that day on, strange things began to happen in the town. People disappeared without a trace, and the town became known as a place of evil. The teenagers who had ventured into the forest became the witch's minions, forever trapped in her dark spell. And so, the legend of the witch in the forest lived on, and no one dared to venture into the woods again. As days passed by, the cursed teenagers began to feel strange and restless. They would wake up in the middle of the night, feeling as if they were being watched. They would have nightmares of the witch, and they could feel her presence even when she wasn't around. Their families noticed the changes in them. They became irritable, violent, and distant. They stopped eating and sleeping, and their eyes began to glow with an unnatural light. The town was in chaos. People were disappearing, and no one knew why. Some people even claimed to have seen the cursed teenagers roaming the town at night, their eyes glowing and their bodies twisted and contorted. The town's only hope was a group of brave individuals who decided to investigate the disappearances. They found out about the cursed teenagers and their connection to the witch in the forest. They knew they had to put an end to the witch's curse before it was too late. The group of brave individuals ventured into the forest, armed with ancient artifacts and knowledge passed down from generations. They walked for miles until they came across the witch's cabin. As they entered, they saw the cursed teenagers, now completely under the witch's spell, guarding the cabin. The group knew they had to act fast before the witch appeared. They began performing a counter-ritual, using the ancient artifacts they had brought with them. They chanted in unison, their voices echoing through the cabin. Suddenly, the witch appeared, her eyes blazing with fury. She tried to stop the group, but they were too strong for her. They used their powers to weaken the witch, and they managed to break the curse on the teenagers. As the spell was broken, the cursed teenagers began to regain their senses. They were horrified at what they had done and begged for forgiveness. The group of brave individuals managed to defeat the witch, and her spirit was banished from the forest. The curse on the town was broken, and the people returned to their normal lives. However, the cursed teenagers were never the same again. They were haunted by the memories of their time under the witch's spell, and they could never forget the darkness that had taken hold of them. And so, the town became known as a place of horror and darkness, a reminder of the witch's curse and the brave individuals who had put an end to it.